What's going on, guys? This is Nate from the Scrap Academy, welcoming you to our next deck profile here on the channel. Today we've got Elijah with his Labrynth deck that he took to locals today. I'm gonna let him jump right into it.
All right, cool. So, pretty simple. It's just regular old Labrynth, nothing crazy. This is all of our Labrynth monsters. So, boss monster, push them up, all right. Boss monster blows up cards when you kill stuff with a trap, and lets you set a trap every turn, which is kind of broken because you can set fun things like what we're gonna get to. Two, just because sometimes they get rid of the first one. Sometimes you draw it, and the trap only summons from deck. Stratos, pretty simple. And then these are weird. They're a quick effect. You send them from your hand or field, and then discard a card to set any of the spell traps, which is a quick effect, which means you can do it on your opponent's turn, even on the first turn, which lets for some plays, and they get themselves back. Whole deck is about normal traps and using them to get rid of your opponent's monsters. So like, these add themselves back when you do that. The boss monster blows up other cards. It's very fun. Broken Fiend card, backjack, especially in this deck since obviously we play a whole bunch of normal traps. We can send this to the grave all kinds of ways and then stack our deck and get to play off the top, which is really good against like Lightning Storm and stuff. If you open these, you can do them on your opponent's first turn and flip D-Barrier on their first turn, which I did to somebody today. It's great.
That doesn't seem very nice.
Well, he was playing Ridix. So.
Oh, okay. Well, he deserves it then.
Yep, so that's all the monsters. Only these spells. Field spell is really good. It gives your welcome Labrynths the effect that when you resolve them, you can destroy any card in the field non-targeting, which is really nuts, because that means that your whole engine that gets this gets you to pop every turn. And then the other effect lets you revive Fiends when you use a trap that isn't Labrynth, which comes up, you know, gets back your boss monster sometimes. Extra have, it probably could be Prosperity, just dig for the broken cards, but that card's expensive right now, so this one's still good because your extra doesn't matter that much other than punishment targets. And then a called by because hand traps suck. Getting Ash on your pot sucks.
Definitely, yeah.
That is all the spells. I'm currently only playing 3 Welcome as my other Labrynth spell traps. I was playing one setup before, and if a lot of people here play Runics, I might play it more because it's really good in that matchup, but otherwise, just kind of win more, like, okay, I can shuffle my stuff back. Well, that doesn't do anything unless I'm already winning, so I just play 3 Welcome. It says summon a Labrynth from deck, and if you get rid of a monster by a trap, you can send it back to your field. Still doesn't get banished, it just lets you do this over and over and over. It's nuts. It only summons from deck, which is why we play 2 of the boss. Broken traps. This is why I think really why the deck is super nuts. Other than all the advantage you get is that these are normal trap cards that can just win the game against some of the best decks. If you call Xyz against Sprite or Fusion against Tier, or if you play against any deck that needs the grave, especially Tier, you can flip these on them, ruin their day, and then the boss monster can set this back to the field every turn for the rest of the game. So
that's not good.
Yeah, getting to D-Barrier, yeah, you like D-Barrier, like you're playing against, you know, this is the guy who's still playing like Albaz, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna call Fusion. I'll put it back. I'm gonna call Fusion. You just call Fusion every turn forever. They just lose. It's nuts. And then I was playing 3 of each, but this time I tried putting in the 2 trap trick, just so that I don't draw multiples of this. I think it was actually pretty good. As much as this trap trick kind of sucks when you need to use it early and then you can't use your other traps, just, you know, you never want to draw 2 D-Barrier.
Being able to search out the D-Barrier when you know you're going to need it, though.
Yep, and or search the DDG, or like I had a lot of times I just end phase search Welcome. Banishing one Welcome sucks, but you know, if it gets your engine rolling, it's not that big a deal. Traps that aren't those would be all of these. So, Punishment is really good because it gets rid of 2 cards with 1, and there's also some things in the extra deck that are like niche useful, but otherwise your extra deck doesn't matter, so 3 Antis. Torrential because it wipes the whole board. A lot of people don't play this. I don't see why not. It's a trap that removes stuff. It gets rid of your own stuff, but like, who cares? You play against like Sprite, you wipe their whole board. It makes it so much harder if you can like 2-for-1 them for them to get back, because they're really good against 1-for-1 removals and still extend. But if I get rid of 2, they have to have exactly starter. So that's really good. Compulse just because it says remove and it doesn't destroy. Also really good since all of the ones say if a monster leaves by a normal trap, it doesn't matter whose monster it is. So you can use this on your own monsters to trigger your own stuff. So like, you draw your card for turn, I compulse my monster, I use the boss, I rip that card out of your hand during the draw phase. You never get to use it. It's real nuts.
I'm glad I didn't play against you.
Yeah, it's real annoying. And then these are the two ofs. This one says destroy any card on the field and foolish for a fiend, but you have to control a fiend. That's why I put it to 2, because too many times where I just don't have a fiend and then I'm like, well, it's dead.
Now it's a dead card, yeah.
It's just dead. I often side this out because it's like, so you have to like have a fiend and set this going second. It's usually just terrible, so I side it out. And IDP, obviously broken in the matchups that it's good in, terrible in the matchups that it's not, so only 2, and it's also on once per turn. Nice thing about a lot of these other ones is they're not once per turn. Torrential, Compulse, Archfiends, none of those are once per turn.
So are the last 4 usually the ones you're going to be siding out then?
Yeah, these often get sided out, and then it's usually followed by this in matchups where I don't need the huge board wipe, or this in matchups like Tier, where, fun fact, if they have the field spell and you bounce their Aqua, it triggers the field spell, because Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a fair and balanced card game.
Amen to that.
Yep, 40 cards. I like being consistent and drawing my good cards. If I draw duplicates, I'll discard them to the furniture. So that's the whole main deck. Extra deck, these are the cards that matter. These. Specifically these. This is all that really matters. That's why Extravagance isn't a big deal, because all you need is to be able to link Karibo, backjack, if that's the only play you have, and send Entis on punishment. Everything else is just kind of options. There's all kinds of stuff you could do. You could play the DDDs to climb up into the boss or Zeus, but like, I don't know. All the other stuff around is this, because it's a 4th thing to link backjack into. This is 5,000 attack for punishment. That's pretty much it. It also technically outs big stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say, get rid of anything with punishment.
And like this also is like big. Like I lost to somebody who Waking the Dragon into Ultimate Falcon because I banished these off Extravagance. These are my only outs, were summon this and attack, or link it off, and I banished both. So it's nice to have them as an option. Also, Labrynth, Welcome Labrynth locks you to Fiend types from your extra and a main deck. So her being a Fiend is nice. Other Fiends, I think I made this once just to have like 4 or more attack. Doesn't really matter. You never use your extra deck. It's a 4th Entis, pretty much it. Garura actually comes up a lot off punishment. When they only have the one thing and you don't want to send Entis because it'd be useless, you just get a draw. That's pretty handy. And then 2 more punishment targets. I don't think they'll ever come up. It's just there.
So when Prosperity is reprinted and it's cheap, are you going to be playing that instead of the Extravagance?
Honestly, if I can get them, I probably will, just because digging to the specific cards is so good. And also in the future, we're going to get the boss monster, and there's this really nuts other boss monster, which lets you tutor any trap as a quick effect. And so I really want to be able to dig for the combo where I could use that to tutor any trap and use the furniture that I don't play to flip at the same turn. So I could just like stand by, set D-barrier, flip D-barrier. But otherwise, Extrav is still fine as a budget option, but yeah, I probably would play Prosperity just because, you know, also, especially side deck, searching for, like, digging 6 for, like, Judgment or Anti-Spell against all the broken cards that beat trap decks is really nice.
Yeah.
15 card side deck. Going second cards. You don't really need your normal that much because you mostly just set 5. So I usually just side out, like, 2 of my Ariana and whatever traps are bad and put it in this shit because broken format.
I was gonna say, helps get rid of all the stuff that you can probably deal with your deck.
Yeah, and the one issue with this deck that you can't play like Dark Rule and stuff is that you just set 5. Even if you're going second, you usually just set 5. Only if you open specific hands can you play on your first turn. So Dark Ruler is terrible, as is Draft List. So this just says I get rid of it, and who cares what I have normal? I'm just gonna set 4. I got rid of 3 your broken monsters. Cool. This is also obviously really good against Toad and also good against like Runic Field and all that shit. This is because I realized there was a guy here playing an FTK, so I should probably have a hand trap. And also I keep losing to Tier because I suck and can't draw those 6 cards that instantly win the game. So this lets me have something. And also, you know, it's of the hand traps right now, I think this is one of the more impactful against specifically Tier, which everybody here is playing, because it hard gets rid of their thing and they don't have anything else. They lose their fusion effect and they don't get anything. It's not like I imperm the Kikalos. They still have a Kikalos, you know. So it still does something. And then going first cards. Lightning Storm and Duster suck. Lightning Storm and Duster unevenly suck. I don't know. Also this against all these people playing Riddick's, or like the same thing was with Striker. It doesn't matter if you go first or second. If I flip this against Riddick's and they don't get rid of it, they stop playing the game. Every spell deck, all these quickly spell decks, just they need to quick play. So if they can't, it doesn't matter if they go first. I just flip this. Yeah, that's why this is probably the real reason to play Prosperity, is digging for these in games 2 and 3, because you need them to win the game against Lightning Storm, Duster, evenly matched, Twin Twisters, Combat Cyclone, you know.
And being able to choose what you want to add to hand instead of just getting random draws is pretty good.
Yeah, digging 6 can often be more powerful than drawing 2.
All right, well, thank you, Elijah, for bringing us your Labrynth deck. Make sure to stay tuned later on this week, guys. We will have some live duels so you can see this deck in action. But that's all I've got for now, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, this is Nathan from Academy. Signing off for now. Peace out.